Hello and welcome. You've joined CJ Gilbert for AskAWebGeek. Welcome to the Web Cave. My name is CJ Gilbert and I'll be your web safari guide today. We've got some questions lined up for from our studio audience, from our audience on Facebook, as well as those that have joined us live on the call. Hi, Kim. Hello. We'll say hello to Garrison and hello to Leisha and hello to Kim. Appreciate you guys joining us for the live call. If you have any questions, I am monitoring that chat window as long as I remember to come back and scroll, because sometimes it doesn't. I wish it would stay with the scroll bar where I could see the most recent comment, but it doesn't work that way. So I have to juggle like 3 or 4 different screens here, but that's okay. So if you have any questions, you want to make live comments, please do so. Drop some comments in that box right there. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you can hear the audio, if you can still see me okay. For those that have been with me for the last 20 minutes, I've been playing with my different settings to make sure that my screens came up and you could see the slides and all that kind of thing. If you're listening to the audio podcast, you're very fortunate. You don't have to worry about any of that nonsense. You can just hear my beautiful lyrical voice and get all the information you need that way. But if you're here with us on the video call, then sometimes you have to see my face. I'm so sorry about that, but hopefully you'll be able to see my screens and get the information and the answers that you're looking for. So Ask a Web Geek is a live weekly call where we answer all of your questions that you have related to websites, marketing, email campaigns, anything else that's online and that you're struggling with. We want to help. So glad you've joined us here. Make sure you've got a beverage nearby. I've got my coffee. I've got some water. So we'll kick things off here in just a second. Anyone to introduce you to this morning? I'm getting more and more animals showing up in my web jungle. So here's a little tiger that's joined us this morning. And I also have a very colorful platypus, maybe? Perry the platypus. Are you guys familiar with Phineas and Ferb? Perry the platypus, we meet again. Okay, let us jump into stuff. I have more denizens in my web jungle. I actually do have living creatures that live in here with me, but I don't know if you might be too squeamish to see the live animals that live in my web jungle. Maybe we'll do a poll in the Facebook group this week to see if you can handle some live creatures that live in this web jungle besides me, but actual web spinning creatures. That might freak some of you out to know that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spiders right next to me. My wife and I keep tarantulas, and I literally have 8 web spinners right here next to me. Web spinners in the web cave. Some people are really freaked out by that, but they're fascinating creatures. So I'd love to show you them at some point. So we'll put up a poll. Vote this week if you want to see those creatures or not. It's really interesting. All right, let's get things moving forward. Let's go ahead and flip back to my slideshow and we'll get this going. Any other comments? How's it going down there in the comments section, guys? How you doing? Doing good? Everything okay? Seeing me okay? And all that kind of stuff? Okay, good. All right, here we go. We're going to flip over to this one. Ask a Web Geek with CJ Gilbert. All righty. So this is the show where we ask, what would you like to ask a web geek? We teach that your website is your #1 tool. I speak to business owners and entrepreneurs, and I teach them to think of their website like a tool to better serve their business. And once you think of it that way, you can use it to attract more customers, make more sales, enhance your customer service, increase your efficiency. All these things add up, save time, save money, and help you serve your clients better, faster, and easier. I want to take a minute and acknowledge you. I want to say congratulations. You're watching this either live or on the recording, and that means you want to improve something about your business or your life or both, and you're taking action. You're taking the steps you need to do that. And so I want to say congratulations. Good for you. Give yourself a little pat on the back. Give yourself a little hug this morning because you're doing the right thing, and I want to encourage you in that. So this is a brief moment to say congratulations. I'm glad you're with me to support me, but I'm really glad that you're with me to support you. And help me help you. This is AskAWebGeek. A couple ways for you to get involved in the show. Join our Facebook group. By the way, all these details are on our website, AskAWebGeek.com. They'll have links to the Facebook group, or if you're already on Facebook, you can just search AskAWebGeek. Look for our group, join it, free to join. Ask any questions you have right into that group. Make a post, introduce yourself, tell us what kind of business you have, and then ask any question you have. We'll answer those every week on our show, as well as throughout the week. Sometimes I'm finding, can I do it this way? Blip, there I am. Sometimes I'm finding that people are asking questions that are just a little bit too complicated for this show, so I'm answering those directly to them offline. I had someone write to me asking me about PHP and JavaScript programming with a MySQL database, and I decided that is not the exact kind of question I want to answer on this show, so I sent them a private message. So feel free to ask any questions you have. Most of them, if I can, I'll answer right here in front of everybody live, but if you have a question like that that's so specific or really technical, then we'll take it offline and have that conversation elsewhere. Okay. That is so weird that it keeps showing that little thing. All right, man, we're just gonna have to roll with it. Stuff's gonna happen, and that's gonna be okay. You can also subscribe to us on our, so join our Facebook group, subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. You're also welcome to ask questions via Twitter. That is me at the other end of AskAWebGeek. So ask into the Facebook group, ask on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And the benefit of this is amazing because you can participate live in the call. You can ask your questions in the group. You can watch live as I'm broadcasting it through the Facebook group originally, and ask questions and comment and participate. I'd love your involvement in the show. But then it's going to be put on YouTube so you can watch it later. So even if you've participated live and gotten some of your questions answered, you can go back to it later when you're actually working on that particular item, pause, rewind as needed to make sure you get all those details. So subscribe on YouTube if you will. And then, are you a podcast listener? I am. I love podcasts. Listen to them all the time. Great for on-the-go learning, in the gym, in the car, before and after work, lunchtime, whatever works for you. Listen to the podcast version, which is our audio-only version of the show. We are already live on YouTube. We've got our YouTube channel, that's true, but we're live on iTunes, we're live on Stitcher, we're live on Google Podcasts, and I saw it pop up somewhere else too. What was that website called? Maybe it was called Pod Notes or Podcast Notes or something like that. I found us on the other day, so that's really exciting. We're being put to more and more podcast channels. If you find us somewhere else, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. So join us in all of those places. Join the Facebook group, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, listen to our podcast. We appreciate all your feedback and comments, and we are here to help you. That's my main goal. Real quick disclaimer, this is a public show, right? I am publishing it to YouTube and as a podcast, so make sure that you're asking me questions that you are okay with me answering in public. I will strive to never share any of your personal and private information, details about your business, etc. I will not share passwords or anything like that to the very best of my ability. And yet, there's a lot of things we can talk about in general about websites and marketing and email campaigns, social media profiles, how to do this, how to do that. So that's the kind of questions I'm looking for in this show. And also, please keep in mind, this is not legal or professional advice. I am not an attorney. I am barely a professional. I'm just a web geek that knows a lot of stuff about a lot of weird stuff, and it might be stuff you don't know, and that stuff might be helpful to you. So you accept responsibility for everything that you do online, with or without my advice. You are responsible for everything. CJ and AskAWebGeek is responsible for nothing. We thank you for your participation in our show. Who am I? I'm CJ Gilbert, and I am the Web Geek. I've been a web developer for over 20 years. Now I'm a speaker and an author, and I teach business owners what to do with their website. I find most business owners know they need one, but they have no idea what to do with it. And that's where I come in. My business is serving your business. Through my efforts, through my business, I want your business to do better, to do more business. I want you to get more clients and be able to serve them faster and easier because you're using the amazing tools and technology that we have available to us. It's probably your website. I hope it's your website, but there's so many other things out there that you might be using for your specific industry or your specific business. And if you're having a problem, if you're stuck somewhere, let me know what that is. Let's get you through it and get you moving forward. Don't you hate it when you have something that you want to do, think you do, and it's just nagging at you? Oh, I got to do that. Oh, I got to do that, but I don't know how, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do next. Ask for help. Reach out to me, reach out to the amazing people in our community. We'll get you moving forward and get you where you want to go. Couple quick notes. Hi, Patrick. Thanks for joining us live on the call. Glad you're here with us. The golden nugget. I want you to look for this golden nugget every time you watch this video, every time you hear the podcast. You're with me live now, hopefully, or maybe you're watching it later on YouTube, or maybe you're listening later on a podcast. But the amazing thing about the way our brains work is every time you open yourself up to hear something new, you'll find that amazing golden nugget. So all you have to do is look for it, and you'll find it. I like to encourage you to grab some paper so you can take notes. If this helps you, draw a line right down the middle, label the left side notes, label the right side actions, so you can take all the notes as we go along in the left, and those specific items that you want to take action on, put those in that right column so you can find them very easily later, and then make sure to star all of those golden nuggets that you come across every time you listen to the show. AskAWebGeek is sponsored today by a few wonderful, wonderful companies. The first one is me, Gilbert Studios. I have a free video workshop, and if you don't know about this, check it out at mywebsitesafari.com. That's mywebsitesafari.com. The free video workshop is called 5 Keys to Unlock the Profit Hidden in Your Website. This is my main core message, so I want everyone to have access to this. That's why it's totally free and available for anyone to sign up. It is a 7-video course. Each video is less than 10 minutes with one exception, but that's because I have a lot to say on that one topic. So I make up for it by making other videos much less. But each video, 7 videos, 10 minutes each, and this enables you to systematically analyze each aspect of your website and really each aspect of your business. Because the secret is, even though we're working on your website, we're actually working on your business. Free video workshop, mywebsitesafari.com. Last week on the show, I talked about identity theft and how dangerous it is these days and how everyone is at risk because of the way that our society is 100% online and digital. From seniors all the way down to children, everyone is being targeted. You're just a number online. They can take your number and do whatever they want with you. Go back and watch last week's show if you missed it to get that information. But I do have a resource I want to share with you. It is an identity protection service, a very comprehensive identity theft protection brought to you by ID Seal. Get to it by using my shortcut link, which is idtheft.gilbertstudios.com. That's ID as in identity, ID, identification, idtheft.gilbertstudios.com. Or if you can't figure out what I'm saying, gilbertstudios.com and go to my services page. You'll find it there as well. I've added it as a service to my business. I believe it is so important, so I want to encourage you to get the protection that you need. It is very affordable. It protects you, your spouse, your children. Check out the details. Let me know if you have any questions, because I can explain better in person what it covers and how comprehensive and how many accounts and how many profiles. Really super important. Check that out, idtheft.gilbertstudios.com. I also have a couple blog articles that talk about it, because last week this happened to me where someone was impersonating me on Facebook to my friends. This is the first step to scamming them. And I immediately went live and said, that's not me, guys. That's not me. Don't fall for that. Okay, so check that out and get all the information there. All right. It's time to buckle up. We're going to go a little deeper into the jungle. Buckle up. Make sure you have your water. I'm going to pause for a water break. All right. Before we dive into questions, we're going to talk real briefly about our featured topic of the week. Every week, I'll bring you a tip, a tool, a resource, something that you should be aware of, a warning, a danger, a caution. Today is something that to encourage you and support you. I want you to start your day right. I wrote a blog article this week about starting your day right, and I'm not here to tell you what to do with your diet or exercise. Kim Powers is on the line with us. Make sure to reach out to Kim Powers if you want some tips on diet. That she's very helpful in that department. Shout out to Kim the keto coach. But I'm not here to talk about diet or exercise. I want you to start your day with a bang, with success, with the right mindset. I want you to set yourself up for a successful day. And the way that I do that is by tuning in every morning to my mentor, Eric Lofholm. He does a free call at 7:45 a.m. every morning, and it is to put you in the right mindset. Yes, he is a sales coach. He's my sales mentor, and I learn a lot, everything about sales from him. But the way that the morning call works, there are sales tips embedded in it, but what it's really meant to do is put you in the right mindset for your day, a success mindset and encouragement. And I really appreciate his encouragement every morning, and I want to share that with you. So every morning it's at 7:45 a.m. live, but it is also recorded. And similar to how I'm doing things these days, it goes to YouTube after the recording, and it also becomes a podcast available on his website. You can get all that information. I made you a shortcut link so you could get right to it. And here's the link, amcall.gilbertstudios.com. That's AM like the morning time, like 9 a.m., amcall.gilbertstudios.com. And if you can't figure out those letters or what I'm saying, go to gilbertstudios.com/blog and look for my most recent blog article where I'm talking about Eric's call and how helpful. I've got a shortcut link embedded for you there. By the way, this is a special link that will let Eric know that I'm the one that referred you to him. So I would really appreciate it if you used my link, amcall.gilbertstudios.com. That's going to get you all the information sent right to your email, because there's several ways to consume it. So whether you want the code to join the live call, or you just want the YouTube, or you just want the website, you'll get all that information if you go to amcall.gilbertstudios.com. That will also let Eric know that you came from my show, and I will appreciate it, and he will appreciate it, and I know you will appreciate it, because it's going to help you start your day right and put you in that proper mindset. Take action on that. That's a big action step, guys, and I just can't tell you how great this call is. I was on it this morning. Really great stuff. So in fact, if you're hearing me, it doesn't matter what time of day you hear me, you'll be able to sign up and even get access to the call that already happened today. Just amazing how that works. All right, it's now time to Ask a Web Geek. This is the main part of the show, and as our show goes on, I know we're going to have more and more questions, so the question part of our show is probably going to get more and more, and we'll make everything else less and less to accommodate it. So I would love to pack this show out with your questions. Anything is fair game. If it's online and it's appropriate for a rated G audience, I will talk about it on my show. If it's not, we'll have to, go out for drinks later. But meanwhile, ask me your questions related to websites, marketing, email, anything like that. And we're going to start off with this question by Melissa. Melissa asked a question last week. She wanted to know if anyone has used PR Web for the purpose of obtaining legitimate backlinks to their website. I talked about it real briefly last week and said that I had used another service, but I had not used this service, and I'm inviting the group, come participate and let Melissa know what experience you have. Take a look for this. I asked her to post the message fresh into the group so it'd be easy to find. So look for this one right here by Melissa. Melissa, by the way, is a health coach. I referred you to Kim for nutrition. I'm going to refer you to Melissa for some exercise information. Her business is Optimal Condition in El Cajon. She has an exercise studio there, fitness studio, and she's asking about PR Web or any similar service for obtaining backlinks. So find this conversation in our Facebook group, AskAWebGeek, and join in. Let us know if you've had any experience with this, and if so, what that has been for you. So please join our Facebook group. We're going to answer questions live on our show, but we're going to have that conversation be ongoing inside the Facebook group. So please come join us there. This was super cool. I want to tell you, last week we had this question by Anuschka. She was wanting to know if she could integrate Apple Calendar with some sort of a scheduling piece. And so that was one of the questions I answered last week. Man, I get the word answer and ask confused all the time. That was one of the questions we answered. And we went over and I showed a couple different suggestions. And would you believe that she took action on that and she set up her own scheduling page? And yesterday she shared this with me. She created this post. Look what she did here, guys. She took a screenshot of the video and then she created a post on her Instagram. I'm sorry you can't see the full I intended for this to be totally shown, but it's smaller than I thought it was. I mean, bigger. So anyway, it's not exactly what I wanted to, but I want you to check her out. She's on Instagram, Healing with Anuschka, I believe it is. It's cut off now. I'm so sorry about that. But anyway, look what she did. She made this beautiful, beautiful post thanking me for answering her question, and she took that information. She took action, guys. This is the key distinction. Not only did she ask a question, but she took action on it afterward and put it into place, put it into practice, and created a scheduling page for her free 30-minute discovery session. So go to her website, healingwithanuschka.com/schedule, and check out how that happened, how that ended up, and watch how she's now able to book people right into her calendar, totally automated, saves her time, saves her customer time. She just got her productivity increased. She just got a level up. That's the noise I just made up for you, leveling up. She just leveled up in her life and her business by taking a piece of technology that existed. She could have even signed up for the free version. I'm not sure, but I know there is a free version. So she could have signed up for the free version, implemented that into her website, and now she's saving time and saving her customers time. A little bit of effort on her part is going to maximize her results, and she's going to get a lot more return in terms of efficiency and productivity because of this one thing she did. So let's just take a minute and say, congratulations, Anuschka. Good for you for taking what we talked about, putting it into practice, and making it work for your business. I'm so proud of you, and I want to acknowledge you for taking that step. And also, thank you so much for the shout out that you gave me. That's beautiful. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, we're going to move into our first new question of the week. This is from Linda West. Linda West is a speaker and author and is such a firecracker, and I just love her when she speaks. She's asking this question: website versus funnel, which is best and why? This is a really great question, and I wish it had a simple answer, but the fact is, it's not quite that simple. But let me define a couple terms and give you my opinion on the subject. So what is she asking? Does anyone know? I'll explain it to you. Website versus a funnel. So a funnel, as she's referring to a funnel. Oh, I need to take a breath. Here we go. So website, you're already familiar with what a website is. I believe that should be the hub of all of your marketing. Now, a funnel, you could have a funnel that is a website. You could have a website that is a funnel. So let me define those terms a little bit for you. A funnel typically refers to a sales funnel, which is the idea that your prospects are going to go through a process with you. So if you imagine a funnel that's wide at the top, narrower as it comes down. So the people that we're putting in at the top, that's the widest possible part of the funnel. That represents the most people that you're going to find. And maybe your sales funnel begins with some sort of a free offer. For example, my free video workshop. You go to mywebsitesafari.com. That's the top of the funnel. That's the very top. You can put in your email address and you're going to get added to my email list, but you're also going to be sent the material through the course. So you've just advanced one step down the funnel. Now you're in the course. Now you're participating. And the system is going to keep sending you emails with more information and more resources. And that represents you moving through the funnel, through the sales process. So here's the question for you. What's your sales process look like? What's your funnel look like? Do you have a free offer maybe that you're offering people at the top, some way to get involved with you, something that's really easy for them to get involved with, a free offer, a free trial, a free subscription, something that they can just try, see how it goes, a free class, something something like that, right? That's going to represent the top of your funnel. And then after they've done that, they're going to bump down to the next step. What's that next step for you? Maybe it's a free something, and then that leads to a free call. So hopefully most of the people are taking action there, but then a smaller number of those people are going to take action in that next step, maybe have that free call with you. And maybe you invite them to enroll in your first program. Maybe it's a low cost program. Some people are going to move into that funnel. They're going to take you up on that offer, right? Maybe it's this wide, right? Whoop, where am I? There I am. This wide. And so you're going from free thing to free call to first paid thing. And then as you go a little deeper down the funnel, maybe you have different levels of programs, and it just gets, I don't want to say it gets more expensive as you go down, but it kind of does. And that also represents how there are fewer people that you're working with. So the most of the people are up here taking advantage of that free offer, but it's very typical that if 100 people take advantage of something like this, only 10% is going to take action on this one. And of those, only 10% are going to take action on this one. Those are very common numbers. So if you're reaching, 1,000 people, 100 of them are going to move to that next step. And then of that, 10 are going to move to the next step. And of those 10, 1 is going to move to the next step. So you need to get 1,000 people up here to get the one person down here that's purchasing your higher level program or service. So that's the overview of what a sales funnel is. And Linda, my answer to you would be that your website should have a funnel of some kind embedded into it. My suggestion, my recommendation, my belief is that a website is a funnel. Some people use a funnel as a website, and some people use a website as a funnel. Which is best and why? That's really up to you and what you need in your business. I personally believe that you should have, this doesn't fit everyone, but for me it does. You should have a website that has a funnel in it. My website Safari, I was just thinking about it. It is a website, but it is a funnel at the same time. You go to that one landing page, there's nothing else for you to do there but sign up for that thing. So maybe that's Linda's question, is a dedicated, focused landing page to elicit some response, to take them some sort of action, versus a website where they can browse through a bunch of stuff. Is that your question, Linda? It might be. And all of those things have value, and I would recommend all of those things for you. So I would say you should have a website where people can get a lot of information. I want them to be able to spend time going through your website. In my book, I talk about the 20/20 test. This is where someone come to your website and take only 20 seconds and get a really good overview of what you do, how you do it, who you serve. 20 seconds, they should be able to answer all those questions to themselves. Who are you? Where are you, if it matters? Who are the people you serve? How do you help them? What are they saying about you? In 20 seconds, they should have all that information. And then could they also, at that same time or coming back to your website later, could they then take 20 minutes and spend that time going through your website and reading more and learning more? I call this the 20/20 test, and I think your website should pass it. You should be able to get the bare information in 20 seconds, but then they should also be able to spend 20 minutes learning more, reading more, getting to know you more. That's a really big part of the sales process, is them becoming familiar with your products and services. So, Linda, I don't know if I'm going to fully answer your question, except to say both are very important and they have specific reasons behind them, what's going to work best. So the answer is yes. They're both best and they're both necessary. I believe that you should have a website, but then I also believe there should be specific pieces that are specific sales funnels for certain things. So take a look. Again, I'm just going to use myself as an example. gilbertstudios.com, great big website. Lots of information in there. You can read about all my services. You can read about, I've got a resource page. Check out the resource page. There's a lot of helpful information. In fact, I've got a link to a funnel service on my resource page. I've got a section called Website Alternatives, because a full website may not be the right solution for everybody. A funnel may be the right solution for you. So go to my website, gilbertstudios.com, check out my resources page. I think the links I'm thinking of are toward the bottom of that page. So scroll down, you'll see the funnel tool that she's talking about. If that's going to serve your business, that might be the right solution for you. So it's all about evaluating your needs, your budget, talking about who your target market is, and then making the decision of what system or tool is going to be right for you. I invite you to reach out to me if you have that kind of a question. Do I want a website? Do I want a funnel? I would say a website is a funnel, or rather, it should be. You need to have a funnel in your website. Again, you should guide people through your website to some goal. The goal to be your free trial, taking some sort of action, giving you a phone call, filling out a form to learn more. There needs to be a call to action on your website, and therefore your website is a funnel. Does that help, Linda? Let me know. Let me know. I think you're going to have extra questions after hearing my answer to that. That might lead you to some more questions. So I invite you, please answer, excuse me, why do I do that? Please ask me whatever follow-up questions you have about this topic. It's super important. We could spend a whole show on sales funnels because it is super important, and I think that should be a big part of every website. Any questions live? Let me check in with the live studio audience. Hi, Maureen. Thanks for joining us this morning. Glad you're here. Hi, Patrick. Let me know if you have any questions before I move on to the next question, guys. Anything about sales funnels, websites? Garrison, you have something you want to add about that particular topic? By the way, there is a brief delay between when I ask something and when it goes live on the Facebook and when I see your comments. So I'll ask a question and then I'll ramble for just a second or two like I'm doing right now and give you a chance to drop something in that comment box before I see it. And I can also pause to take a drink of water while we're doing that. All right. Waiting just a moment to see if our studio audience has any final comments related to websites versus sales funnels. And again, I think that your website should have a sales funnel embedded into it. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, guys, I don't see any comments. So if you have something to say it, and I'll come back to it in just a moment. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. We had another question, and I suddenly realized I do not have the slide up for it. Well, that's super cool, CJ. Good work on that one. Let's do this. Let me go find that question, because it was a good question, and I should have made a slide for it. Please bear with me. This is a good time for you to jump into. This is a good time for you to add a comment while I go over here to a question that was asked of me. Why did I miss that question? I remember because it wasn't asked inside the Facebook group, so that's why it's not perfectly available. Boop, boop, boop. Please stand by as I am accessing that question now, and I do not have a slide for it because I just remembered that it was asked of me. How's it going on the other end? Still can hear me? Still can see me okay? Let me know what you think about that. Did you hear my dogs bark just a few minutes ago? We've got two little Chihuahua mini pinchers, so they think they're big dogs, right? Let's see if it was over in this group that was asked. Super professional of me, guys. I'm taking a brief journey over here into my Facebook land to look for a question. There it is. There it is. This is a question by Mike Smith. Mike Smith. So Mike is asking this question. Let me let's do this real quick, guys. Let's put this slide up because it's now time to ask a web geek, and we don't have a show. We don't have a slide for this particular question. Mike's asking the question, what do you recommend for a client management system? I tried to use Salesforce and found it was too complicated and not user-friendly. Mike, that's a really great question. We've actually been talking about this question for a couple weeks in a couple different groups that I'm a part of. And the question again is this, you guys. It's which customer... Oops, I'm clicking stuff and it's moving around. He recommends for a client management system. This is also known as a customer relationship management, or CRM, customer relationship management software. And it is very similar to that sales funnel. In fact, most of this kind of software is based off of the concept of a sales funnel and the number of times that you're going to need to touch a prospect before they're actually interested in doing business with you. So these systems allow you to create a pipeline, is typically the phrase that they use, and map out what that process looks like. It might start with an introduction, and then it could lead to a phone call, or maybe it's an email, right? It's an introduction email, and then a follow-up email, and then a phone call, and then some sort of offer. Every sales system is different and has a few different steps depending on the company and the kind of product and service that you're providing. So you can create these pipelines in the software, and it basically shows you as customers, your prospective customers, are walking through that pipeline, and you can advance them to the next thing. Okay, I made that phone call, now they're in the next step. And it reminds you, it could have little reminders that pop up and tell you, these are the people you need to contact today. They're at this next step. And you send them the email, you make the phone call, whatever it is, that's the appropriate next right step for that process. So as he mentioned, Salesforce, that is a very popular CRM. In fact, I don't know if this is true, but I would propose it might be the #1 CRM on the market. It's super popular. It's been around for years and years. And again, it's the idea of tracking where your prospective customers are in that sales process and not letting them slip through the cracks. This is the benefit of it. You know, you could be working with someone and then you kind of forget about them and you come back to months later. Having a software like this really tracks it for you so that nobody slips through the cracks. Nobody is left behind. We want to make sure that everyone that could use your product and service has the opportunity to do it. Eric Lafon, my mentor, says that you continue following up with someone until they buy or die. And what that really means is they say no to you. But if they don't say no and they haven't said yes, they want you to keep offering it to them. If you have a service or a product that can help someone and you don't offer it to them, you're not doing a great service, right? My name is CJ Gilbert. I build websites. Do you need a website built for your company or your brand or your product or your service or your coaching or your book or your program or your message or your charity or your nonprofit? I can help you with that. I build websites. Do you need a website built? Reach out to me. I want to help you with that. See, I'm offering you my service. You need to do that with people. If they don't know what you do, they can't take action. If they don't know you're available to do it, they can't take action. If you don't give them the direct command, reach out to me, I want to help you, they won't do it. They're busy. People are busy. All of my clients are busy. You're on this call. You're taking time even though you're busy. I'm grateful that you're here and that you're taking action on your business. But I know that you're a busy business person and it's challenging. Let's take a tour. Let's go over to my website and take a look at that resource page I was talking about, because I think I have a CRM on this page that I want to show you. So let's zip over to it now, and then I need to bring it up so I can see it. You can see it now. That's good. Now let me find it. It's behind my browser. Bloop, there it is. Alrighty, I got it now. Okay, so you guys can see it there good? Okay, good. So we're over here now. This is my AskAWebGeek website. This is where you can come to join the Facebook group. That's this big green button. Subscribe on YouTube. That's this big blue button. And then if you're interested, right down here, I've got links to a direct RSS feed, iTunes, Stitcher. If you use iTunes or Stitcher, you can get the link directly to the podcast there. If you're a nerd like me and you know what an RSS feed is, then that will be helpful to you. There's the software called podcatching software that basically you take this link, you plug it in, and every time a new episode goes live, it will tell you, or it will automatically download it for you, or it will automatically put it on your MP3 player. I have a generic MP3 player. Garrison likes to point out that I'm a PC guy, so I've got a PC MP3 player, but this is what I load up and I can strap it to my arm and plug in my headset and listen to it as I'm exercising, which I don't do a lot of, but when I do that, I can be listening to a podcast, or I take this in my car, plug it into my car, listen on the go. That's how I consume podcasts. I love podcasts, guys. So I hope you do too. Let me know if you found me through the podcast. I'd love to hear about that. You could be the very first person that contacts me that says, hey, I found you through iTunes, or I found you through your podcast. Thanks for doing that. And I will say you're welcome. And I would love it if you'd let me know. Okay, let's jump over to gilbertstudios.com. I want to show you where my resources page is. There's a couple ways to get to it. Number one, it's right here underneath this info button, resources. Right there. I also have a graphic right on the home page. It looks like a light bulb. That will take you to the resources page also. I'm going to switch this around right here. Currently I've got my, what would you call this? My award for being a super top web designer. I think I'm going to take that out and replace that with the AskAWG Facebook and stuff and website. So this may be different the next time you look at it, because I'm always updating my website, and you should be too, whatever's relevant to your audience. But I'm going to leave the light bulb so you can find that resources page. Here's my resources page. I've got a lot of amazing things on this page that could be very helpful to you and your business. And I would appreciate it if you use my page to get to these resources, because many of these are affiliate links. And what that means really quickly is that I might receive credit or even some sort of compensation if you use my links. Now, not all of these are affiliate links. And I also want to point out, this will cost you nothing more to use my links. In fact, depending on which link it is, you might actually get an extra discount or an extra bonus because you've used my link instead of just searching it randomly on the internet. So I want to encourage you, come to my resources page, see if any of these things could be helpful to you, and then I just ask you, use my link. That will get me credit, lets that person know. For example, if you click Eric's link to sign up for one of his seminars, he'll know you came through my class, and then he'll say, hey, CJ, thanks for sending people from your class. And I can say you're welcome. So a lot of great stuff here. I'm just going to scroll down, link to my book, link to that identity theft thing I was telling you. This is really cool. The Big Book of Everything by Eric Dewey. This is not an affiliate link. I just think it's super cool, so I put it on my resources page. Check that out. Here's Eric's book, The System, and my link to Amazon, so you can get that. I'm scrolling down. I'm looking for something very specific. I want to see if it's here. Boop, 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 boop. It is not here. I do not have it on my page live, probably because I wasn't totally sure about it. By the way, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, like I was saying a few minutes ago, you're going to find this section for website alternative solutions. And there's a couple options here. You may get away with not having a website. You may use one of these tools instead. Please use my link to sign up for these tools. Here's the funnel one that I think Linda was referring to earlier. It is a helpful tool. If you know how to use it and it works for you, it will work for you. Does that make sense? If it's right for you, it's right for you. If it's not, it's not. And if you're not sure, let me know. Let me know. Ooh, here's a great question by Garrison. That's an awesome question, Garrison. I'm going to come back to that in just a second, okay? But right before we do that, I want to show you this link over here. Hopefully I'm not opening too many windows. Just a few more minutes left in our class today, guys. And I just want to share one more resource with you before I go. Here it is. This is a link that could be on my resources page. I thought it used to be. It's not currently. So I don't know why, but I'll put it back on there for you. My shortcut link to this is greenrope.gilbertstudios.com. greenrope.gilbertstudios.com. This is one of the CRMs that I've come across that I think is fairly reasonable. I do not have a lot of experience with it myself. Did I say CRM? Good, I should have. This is one that I've come across. It's got reasonable prices. There's one that I'm looking at that is super sophisticated. It's got everything you could ever want in it, but it's $2,000 to set up, and it's between $600 and $1,000 a month. And for the small business entrepreneur community that I typically serve, that's a little more than they're willing to pay. Now, for a larger company, maybe a corporate client, that could be perfect for them because it combines so many different tools and resources that companies are paying separately for each one of these. And so having it all together in one connected, integrated bundle of software is an incredible value. And $1,000 a month is not too much to pay if it's helping you make tens of thousands of dollars a month. Would you agree? It doesn't matter how much you pay out as long as you're getting back a 10x return, right? Doesn't that make sense, everyone? So that is a little more, though, cost prohibitive for my clients, so I don't typically offer that one. But this one might work for you right here. It's a complete CRM by Green Rope. My link to get to this site again is greenrope.gilbertstudios.com. I will go ahead and put it back on my resources page because people have been asking a lot about it. So this is you can get a live demo right here. Let's just take a quick look and see how it works. It helps you communicate with your clients. It helps you track your emails, websites, campaigns, and signups. Helps you automate some various things, marketing automation. There's a live demo. You want to take a quick look at the pricing model. That's what you really want to know, isn't it? How much it's going to cost you. It's probably a couple $100. Let me just guess on that and see what it is. Yep, pretty much what I thought. So the starter package is $150 a month, up to 1,000 contacts. They've got a $200 and a $250 and a $300 with different levels of contacts: 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, 7,500. Their package over here goes all the way to $700 a month. So that's, almost comparable to the other service I was talking about, right? If you're doing that much business, your company is at that level, it makes sense to use a CRM, because if you're not using a CRM, how much money are you leaving on the table, right? Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for joining us today. So you've got to have something. I use Gmail and some of the Google tools to track my customers and my prospective customers, but it may not be the best thing that I could be using. I might want to take a look at this. I would love to invite your feedback. Let's start a conversation in the AskAWebGeek. I'm making a note. CRM. I'm gonna create a new post in our AskAWebGeek show Facebook group with this very question. I want you to chime in and let us know, what CRM are you using? Which ones have you used? Which ones are you using? Which one works best for you or doesn't work or you didn't like? I want to hear everything about it. What you like, what you didn't like, why you're using it, why you stopped, why you switched to another one, how much you pay, if it's worth it, if that's cost effective for you. Chime in, let us know. It's not there yet, but by the time you hear this, hopefully I'll have that question and AskAWebGeek. Come participate. Let us know what you think about that. And Garrison's got a really great question here, which is somewhat related. Let me pull up his question. Garrison is asking, I would love to hear of a good to-do list or project management system, preferably free. So many are $24 per month with a 3-person minimum. Having one place to put in to-do items, to schedule follow-up, etc., would especially love one focus on a solopreneur, and even better, focus on a graphic designer. Garrison's a graphic designer. If you need any logos, brochures, print work done, reach out to Garrison Fletcher or contact me for his info. Might be a good question for next week. Yeah, we'll touch on it again, Garrison. This is a great thing to throw out to our audience, though. See what information that you guys have and what you want to chime in. Is there a project management tool that you use? Let me show you a couple real quick while we're still on my resource page. Garrison, I don't know if I've ever showed this to you, but right here in the middle of this page, I've got a section that's titled Organize Your Time. And you can see that I have a link right here to a tool called Simpleology. This is a tool that I use every single day to help me organize my projects and my to-do list. It is my to-do list on steroids. Please use my affiliate link if you would to get into their software, but check it out. I use it every single day. There's multiple levels. I've purchased a lot of the different levels over the years, but I think I'm currently on the free plan. So I think that still exists. So check out my resources page. Look for this link right here to Simpleology. I would be very curious to hear your experience with this, Garrison, what you think. It's what I use every day to track my to-do list. I really love how it's set up. It looks like my screen is frozen over here, so I don't know if you guys are still seeing me okay. Let me know if I'm still coming through on your side. I appreciate that. Hey, just to let you know, if it goes down ever on Facebook, hopefully I've still got the recording going on my own system, so the YouTube show will still come out, the podcast will still come out, unless everything totally catches fire and explodes. You'll be able to get all the information you missed at one of those channels. Hi, Shirley. Thanks for joining the live call. We're just wrapping up. We're currently talking about project management systems. To-do lists, I'm recommending this one on my resources page called Simpleology. And yet another one that I know is really super popular is called Trello. Are you familiar with Trello, anyone? Let me close some windows because I think I'm pushing it here. Let's close that one and that one. And we'll close that one. Okay. So here's Trello. This is a very popular tool for project management. Lets you create what they call boards and lists and cards. I've worked in a couple organizations that use this system, Trello. So that's my, Garrison, that's my right off the top of my head answer for you, because I invite live questions into the call and I want to be able to answer them as you have them, even live. So my immediate answer to what you're asking is check out my resources page and find this link to Simpleology. That is the to-do list on steroids version of things. I love it. That's the one I personally use. But I know a lot of people who use this one, Trello. So let me know if you use either of those. Let me know what works for you or not. I want to hear about your customer relationship management software, how you're tracking the customers coming in. I want to hear if you're using a project management software like this, or maybe you use something more simple like a spreadsheet or a Word doc or the Google tools. Let us know. Would you come to AskAWebGeek in Facebook and let us know what you think and what tools you use, and I want to share that with the community, and I'll absolutely give you a shout out and thank you for participating in the call. So that's going to be our show, I believe, for today. Let me flip back a couple more housekeeping items here. AskAWebGeek, thanks so much for your questions today. This has been a great call. AskAWebGeek this week is sponsored by my free video workshop. You can sign up for all that information at my website, safari.com. Free video workshop to help you unlock the profit that is hidden in your website. You didn't even know it was there, but it's there. It's there now. All you have to do is unlock it and take action. Just buffering a little bit. Okay, Garrison, thank you. Also brought to you today by a comprehensive identity theft protection service, which you can learn more on, either on my services page at gilbertstudios.com or by using this special link, idtheft.gilbertstudios.com. idtheft.gilbertstudios.com. This is a real prevalent danger right now. Someone's identity is stolen every 2 seconds on the internet. Watch last week's call to learn more about that. Take action on this, idtheft.gilbertstudios.com. That is now a service I'm offering, and if you go to that link, you'll learn more about that. Guys, thank you so much for your time and attention this week. I am here to help you in your business. I want to answer any question that you have to ask about websites, marketing, social media, email campaigns, anything that you need to make your business better, faster, and easier, help you serve your clients better, faster, and easier. I'm here to support you. Please reach out and let me know if I can do that in any way. Let me just say goodbye real quick with my full screen. Boom, here I am, like a flash of light from heaven. Here I am. Thanks so much for joining me on the call today. You've joined CJ Gilbert with AskAWebGeek. We really appreciate your time and attention. Please let me know what questions you have. We'll answer them in the next week's show. We might even start answering them in the Facebook group live. So please reach out to me. We're on Facebook, AskAWebGeek. We're on Twitter, AskAWebGeek. We're on YouTube, AskAWebGeek. Although you'll have to come to the website to get the link to YouTube, because I don't have a custom URL yet. As soon as we hit 100 subscribers, or we've been doing this for 30 days, I'll be able to add that custom URL. That's a tip for you on YouTube, free YouTube tip. So subscribe to YouTube if you would please, because as soon as we get 100 subscribers, I'll create that custom link. Meanwhile, all of these details can be found at AskAWebGeek.com. You can check out the episodes. They're embedded right into the website, the video and the audio version, as well as links to all the places to get them. Guys, thanks so much for your time and attention. I'm so glad that you're here today working on your business. You're in the top 5%, 1% of people that are taking action to improve their life and business. Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is CJ Gilbert, and my company is Gilbert Studios, where we understand the internet is a jungle. It's so easy to get lost and fall into hidden traps or head down a path you didn't mean to. You need to hire a well-trained guide to lead you through and get you where you want to go. Have yourself a great week, and we'll see you in the web jungle.